top story tonight is a big shake-up in Saudi Arabia. In a series of late-night royal decrees, Saudi King Salman made sweeping changes to the kingdom's military and government. Several top military commanders, including the chief of staff, have been sacked, and the heads of the ground forces and air defences have also been replaced. While no reason has been given for these sweeping changes, one of the royal decrees says they were based on recommendations made by the Ministry of Defence. And that's very interesting because the current defence minister is Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who is the first in line to inherit the throne from his 82-year-old father, King Salman. The 32-year-old is seen as a key power player and he's behind the king, a reformer by Saudi standards. News of the shake-up has come as the war in Yemen nears the end of its 3-year term, of its 3 years rather. A Saudi-led coalition is fighting rebels in Yemen. The Crown Prince is believed to be the man who dragged his country into this war when the Saudis first intervened the Yemen conflict in 2015. It was at Mohammed bin Salman's initiative, and it has so far failed. Even though the Houthi rebels were forced out of their stronghold of the south of Yemen, the cost for the war itself has been a humanitarian disaster. It has also drained Saudi coffers at a time of austerity. It is also a time for much welcome reform in Saudi Arabia. For the first time in the kingdom's history, the government has opened applications for women to join the military. While the women will not be given combat roles, they will have an opportunity to work in the security establishment. A list of 12 requirements says applicants must be Saudi citizens aged between 25 and 35 years and have a high school diploma. The women and their male guardians, usually a husband, father, brother or son, must also have a place of residence in the same province as the job's location. The decision to recruit women in the military is one of the many reforms enhancing women's rights in Saudi Arabia. Last year, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman vowed to eradicate extremism in the country and return to moderate Islam. Ever since, he has been easing restrictions on women, and in January this year, women were allowed to enter football stadiums for the first time to watch matches. From June, women will be able to drive in Saudi Arabia, but human rights activists point out that the country's discriminatory male guardianship system remains intact. And it seems to be a day of firsts in that country. The kingdom has finally got a woman minister. Dr. Tamader bint Yusuf Al Rama has been appointed Deputy Minister of Labour and Social Development. Needless to say, it's rare for a woman to hold a senior post in Saudi Arabia. So Al Rama's appointment is being seen as a push to elevate younger, more moderate generation and tighten Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's grip on power. Al Rama served as Under Secretary of the Ministry of Labour and Social Development before her promotion to Deputy Minister. She holds a PhD in Radiology and Medical Engineering from Manchester University. She also graduated with a master's degree from Wales Bangor University in 2003 and has an undergraduate degree from King Saud University in Riyadh, the first woman minister in Saudi Arabia. This country appears to be a nation in a hurry, making up for lost time, as it were, pushing social change that was long overdue. You may question his motives and timing, but you cannot dispute the fact that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is leading a bold reforms push. He's had some success, but clerics and dissenters continue to resist his grand vision. Here's a report.
A jazz concert in Riyadh. Not too long ago, an event like this was unthinkable in Saudi Arabia. But last week, the country held its first ever jazz festival. In the coming years, Saudi Arabia wants to spend billions of dollars to overhaul its entertainment sector. The money would go towards building venues like these and flying in more pop stars to perform in the kingdom. Saudi Arabia was known for its ultra-conservative reforms, but winds of change have now begun to blow. And driving this change is Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. His sudden elevation last year was a surprise move, something that broke away from the family tradition of power sharing. Nicknamed MBS, Mohammed bin Salman wants to radically turn around Saudi Arabia by implementing what he calls the Vision 2030. The Crown Prince wants to shift Saudi Arabia's dependence on oil for revenues. He's pushing for privatization in major sectors like finance, infrastructure, health and education. Movie theatres have cropped up for the first time in the kingdom as the Crown Prince sees entertainment and tourism as a new source of revenue for the country. To meet the aspirations of a young population, Bin Salman wants to bring more contributing citizens into the economy. One big step is relaxing religious restrictions, especially on women. Bin Salman's first move towards that was the much publicized move to allow women to drive in the country. Female football fans are also allowed inside stadiums now. Women were banned from stadiums until last year. The plans are ambitious, but many experts feel that the reform measures are yet another attempt to consolidate power. Last year, Bin Salman jailed political rivals and detained dissenting clerics. Political reforms still continue to take a back seat in the kingdom. King Abdullah introduced municipal elections and appointed women to the Shura Council during his lifetime. The political power continues to stay in the hands of royals. Bureau Report, WION.